Hi, my love, Sheree Let It Go from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to you all with some commentary about the Auntie podcast. And this is episode 3. Or is it episode 2? Girl, it's episode 3. And this episode was with the baddies. Now, I thought this was going to be um like, oh, okay, the baddies, what are they going to be doing? Like, not Zeus double dipping. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get some real guests on here. But I think it was really cute and it actually worked, y'all. Before I hop into my commentary, though, I'm going to ask you all to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I greatly appreciate it. And yes, that's how we do those things over here. We pass the collection plate around real quick, we get our things, and then we get into it. So we see Carlissa and Tokyo back and forth, whatever. I'm gonna just say this right here. Carlissa and Tokyo was beefing. They were beefing. They were not getting along. They had some beef in a group chat. They was not feeling each other, and it spilled over into this episode. I mean, like, somebody stop me when I'm wrong. You can tell, like, they really got, like, I don't want to say major beef, but it's definitely a clash of the personalities. So the ladies come out, and Tia Kemp, she's smiling ear to ear. She like, Natalie, they can't up with you, Natalie. You bad bitch, Natalie. You know she all country. They can't up with you, Natalie, and they praising Scotty for her body. Ooh, I see why they call you Scotty with the body Scotty had on her stockings, girl. I'm like, ooh, not the school girl. She's like, yeah, I had to come cute. I'm here with the aunties. Like, Scotty, relax. It was kind of cute. They were just looking at Scotty, looking at Natalie. Rollie come out stuffed, girl, stuffed sausages in that motherfucker. Do you hear what I'm saying? She had on I listen. I'm not blaming her for getting that BBL and doing what she got to do. Now, she did it under no anesthesia. That's a little bit wild for me. I mean, like, if they're going to offer you free surgery, let me at least be motherfucking comfortable. But that's a whole nother story, girl. The way that Rollie was stacked and packed and stuffed into that motherfucking medium, you know what? I ain't going to do it because Rollie looks good. Rollie looks good. Let me not, but phew, jeez Louise. Why would you wear that denim like that, girl? Wear something else. Anyway, so they get it kicked off or whatever, right? And so the first question they asked was, "How many of you just eating pussy?" Okay. And Scotty goes, I have. And girl, when I tell you Natalie spits her juice, her little Casamigos out, spits it out, gag. She's gagged. She can't believe that she actually said that. And she's like, oh my God, why would you say that? She was like, yeah, I did, but I don't like it. I wouldn't do it again. And so she was like, well, everybody's gonna think it was me. Like, nobody thought it was you, Natalie, until you actually said that. Now that we're on that topic, Scissor Sisters. Why is you acting so weird? Because Scotty said that she actually, licked a poon before. Okay. Yeah, see, good. Yes, see, squeaky. And she's like, oh my gosh, no, because they're gonna, girl. It is so apparent that these girls was bumping pocketbooks and doing the bump and everything like this because the way Natalie responded, because Scotty said that she licked some cootie cat before. Like, be so for real. I don't know. I just thought that was like so telling. And so like it just feels like, why would you do that? Why would you do all that? And like you could have just played it cool, being player like girl. Very obvious, very apparent. But what you call him? They asked Rollie. Rollie said no, I don't know if she said she ate pussy before. She said she ate ass before, but she said that she used to go to the swingers clubs in Vegas or whatever. Girl, she was like, you know how to do the Hollywood swing or whatever. Them swinger clubs, the swinger lifestyle, like it is just something um unbelievable to me. That's all I can say. It's real people out here that's doing real things. I don't know. It's one of those things, girl. It's swinger clubs everywhere in every state. So I can only imagine what Vegas is like. But they talk about OnlyFans. Like, well, do you do OnlyFans? And Rolly was like, no. And Scotty was like, yeah, or whatever the case. And then Tokyo Tony is just looking at them and she just confirms, like, uh-huh. Y'all two the ones. Y'all mess around. Y'all mess around with each other. Like, I could tell. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I just feel like, if you ever, fool la la, you know what I'm saying? Ooh la la la. Is that if you ever fool la la with ooh na na, then you can see it on somebody. Like you can see it. And she like, yeah, I'm an old school lesbian. I know when I see it. She kept calling Natalie her man. She kept calling Natalie her man. I think that is so funny. Like, why is you calling this lady? Why are you calling this lady her man the whole time? I just think that is so hilarious. But Tokyo Tony called it out. I mean, it's one thing to be like, oh no, but we see body language, girl. We are grown ass people. We can obviously see that there is something going on, and so they get into Natalie, like, well, how were you married? And she was like, listen, I've been married. I married to my husband very, very young, and it's just not because I become a wife that I have to just stop doing me and stop living my life and, become a first lady. And I'm still going to do me. He married me for me. And so Tia, she gets into it and she's like, well, how you married and you, you out here flying niggas out on private jets, flying around, flying a peen around. And she was like, I'm not. And then she deflected. She was like, yeah, because so Tokyo said something like, yeah, you cold to be flying out some peen on the PJ or whatever. And she was like, I'm broke. I'm broke. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I actually rent. I'm a renter. Like, just seriously deflecting. I just feel like, it's one thing you want to be respectful to your husband. But honestly, like Natalie, you could have talked about it a little bit because they kept saying, Curtis, who's Curtis? Who's that? Who's that? Who is that? Like, I don't know. I just felt like, girl, you could have said something. You could have came with something quicker than that. You could have did a little something, I don't know. I just felt like who Curtis? Curtis was supposed to love me. Like, girl, that's all you gonna give us after we done seen text messages and everything else. That's all you could give, Miss Nunn? Oh, Miss Nunn. I just feel like, girl, I just feel like you should have known it was gonna come with the Curtis thing. But I don't know. I feel like when they was talking about the husband, Rollie just was making a face like, girl, let me not even get into it. But they talked about Rollie like, well, why did Nelly want you back on Baddies, Rollie? She was like, oh, I never said that. I never said that. She was just like, because they had a petition over 200,000 signatures not to get Rollie back onto Baddies. I find it very interesting too that kind of came and went. I'm kind of glad that Rollie is back, to be quite honest with you, because these other girls, child, no personality at all, girl. Taseki's ass included. I'm so sorry. I know y'all love her down, but she is so boring to watch. Um. Anyway, so they talk about Rollie a little bit in her BBL. She was like, "Well, you don't feel like you a hypocrite a little bit since you got this BBL and you supposed to be a BBW?" And she was like, "Well, I got it. It's because you were insecure." And she was like, "No, most people don't know that I was a plus size stripper in Vegas. I was very secure about all of these, about myself and this, that, and the third." And I can agree that you can have self esteem and confidence and whatever size that you're at, but the fact that she got a BBL and then immediately got a man and then all this other shit, it was given very much like, where the niggas at? I'm trying to snatch my body so I can get some niggas. Like, you want to get the men who you find more attractive or, a different caliber of man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really just plays a difference. Like, if you are a bigger girl and if he's not a chubby chaser, like, you have a certain pool. When you look a certain way, you have a larger dating pool, period, point blank. But she basically says, when I was on One More Chance, my boyfriend at the time, like, girl, that's T. My boyfriend at the time, he passed away. He had diabetes, or that's what I call diabetes, y'all. He had diabetes, and I just got really depressed. And I ate and ate, and I drank and I ate and I ate and I ate and I drank and I ate. A lot of people have eating disorders, especially Black people, and people think you got to be anorexic and bulimic. But honestly, well, I hope I can say that, child. YouTube be like, fricka, no money, demonetized. Let me stop. Let me nope. Let me speak positive. Things are going well. Things are flowing abundantly in the way that they need to. Period. Point blank. But yeah, so she was just like, no, I was at the start of a heart disease and blah 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 blah, and I just had to do it. She's like, well, why you just ain't lose the weight? Why you just ain't want to work out? And she's like, oh, I'm lazy, and I'm like, okay, kid. They was like, oh, she keeping it real. She just being honest or whatever. So they talk a little bit about Scotty, and they're like, Scotty, so Scotty, what are you or whatever? And Scotty's like, oh, I'm I'm Dominican and Black. And they're like, oh, so you got all that Black in you. You be letting her beat you up like that. Like, you be getting beat up and bopped up like that. She's like, I don't let nobody know like Scotty. First of all, I thought Scotty was biracial this whole time. Whole time I thought Scotty was biracial. But, that's neither here nor there. So Carlissa's just trying to ask questions. And because, Tokyo Tony and Carlissa had this beef, she kept saying like, "Oh no, I want to talk to, I want to hear from Natalie. I want to hear from Natalie." Like pretty much undermining what Carlissa wanted to talk about. Because Carlissa was asking questions or whatever. So Carlissa starts saying shit like, "Why you wanted to try to beat my baby, or my baby tried to beat you up?" Like, girl, Carlissa, she was like, "I told her to respect the boss, but when you gonna bow down? When you gonna bow out?" I feel like there's just this weird and annoying pressure for women to like leave a situation or not work, or it's time for you to go on. Meanwhile, we got Joe Biden, 87 years old, finally just bowing out. Like, why do we have this pressure as women to not be able to function and do? Like, Natalie built that shit brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing. Like, yes, we know her from Bad Girls Club. And yes, we know, I've run LA and this and the third. But Natalie is very much hitting her peak now. Natalie is peaking now in her late 30s. You feel what I'm saying? Like I wish you like I wouldn't quit nowhere. I wouldn't quit. It would just be a pivot. You know what I'm saying? Once you do something and you're in the lane, it's never gonna be like, oh, I'm too old to do YouTube. Like, girl, please. It's just going to change and transform as I change and transform. Like, why are we so expectant of Natalie to not be in the paint and not be a part of what she built? And she's a Capricorn too. One thing about Capricorn, something about their astrological signs, like they have to be really hardworking people, and it takes them to be like in a mature age to kind of reap their benefits. I feel like Natalie is peaking right now. Natalie is more famous, more known, and is making more money than she has ever been. And she was famous then. I don't know. Drop down in the comments if you agree. But anyway. So anyway, they started talking about zodiac signs, and Rollie is a Virgo. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder. I really love Virgos. I don't know why. I do know why. My Venus is in Virgo. It's your Venus placement is like what you love and how you like to be loved. I think Tokyo Tony said she was a Libra. Tia says she was a Scorpio. They're all talking about just, their zodiac sign, which is like very much like what women do. Like, oh, what's your sign? Oh, what's your sign? And da-da-da-da-da-da. It was cute. Like, very much like what we do. So after that, I just feel like the conversation just started just going all over. The conversation was all over the place anyway. They asked Natalie who was her favorite baddie, and Natalie said her favorite baddie was Rollie. I mean, I agree. Rollie is one of the baddies who's going to come in. She's going to give you some entertainment. She's going to, I don't want to say give you fashions, but we used to talk about Rollie down in them knock knees and the too small clothes and everything. She's going to beat you up, and then she might give you a little bit of love. She's good TV. I like her. And she keeps the girls honest to me. Rollie said that she thinks that 33 and 34 is too old to continue to do baddies, which I think is so stupid because Rollie, you're 31. Why would you basically age yourself out? She's like, oh, I just want to do music, or I want to do something scripted, or whatever the case may be. Good for you, Rollie. I think Rollie can do something. Girl, I can see her totally on a Tubi movie, something with Miss Pat. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, one of those shows Miss Pat is on. But anyway, they started talking about the money from OnlyFans, and so Scotty's like, well, "What you be doing on OnlyFans?" She's like, "I just show my butt." Like, girl, get out of here. So they're like, you get 39 cents. And she was like, wrong, whatever the case. Like, girl, please, you showing your butt. She's like, you can touch my butt. It's soft. She's like, don't do me. It's soft. So she get up and go over there and let Tokyo Tony touch her butt or whatever. And she kind of looking like, I don't know. And then so when Scotty walked away, she gonna start licking her fingers. Cracking the fuck. I was gonna say, yeah, you just let her get a free squeeze. She just got a free squeeze. It was so funny. I think that shit was hilarious. I literally was laughing out loud. And then Natalie started talking about Tokyo Tony freestyle against Carlissa. I think Natalie was picking up the tension between Carlissa and Tokyo Tony. And that's why she kind of like got that shit started. Natalie knows how to get the shit started. I really do. Anyway, Carlissa gets up. She do a little twirl, a little ow, them old people's you know what I mean? She do her little twirl. Tokyo Tony talking about some, y'all smell that tartar sauce. That is so funny and juvenile. Like, girl, that is so annoying. So they talking about Natalie. They back on Natalie and shit. They like, oh no, wait. Natalie goes over and she gives Carlissa a nice little twerk, and Rollie did a little twerk for Tokyo Tony or whatever. And when Natalie had walked away, Carlissa started like wafting her little question cards. She was like, "Oh, it don't stink," or whatever. Like, I just took a bath. I was like, "Yeah, I do have on panties." It was just like they were a mess. So they would talk about Natalie, like, "Oh, I heard that you like to do a little cocaine. You like to do a little cocaine and get freaked out." Or whatever the case. That's what y'all like to do when y'all be on the Baddies Caribbean. Here goes Scotty. "Oh, I don't do no coke." So what you do the other shit? What you do the other shit, Scotty? Like, yo, and I tell you, these girls, they just whatever. So they was supposed to be giving the girls advice. They said, "Natalie, we want you to be more transparent. We like to see you as the mom. We like to see you with your daughter. We like to see, a different side, a human side of you." I feel like Natalie has that villain role, much like what Nene Leakes talks about. Like, I'm human too. Like, I'm always supposed to be the strong one. I'm supposed to be this. Like, I'm human as well. And so we want to see a different side of you. And they told Scotty she need to stop crying or something along those lines. And Scotty gonna say, "You need to no, they told Scotty not to wear her hair like that." That's what it was. They said, "Scotty, don't wear your hair like that no more." And she gonna say, "I love my hair." She was like, "You don't need to wear that hair color no more." I'm like, "I know that's right, Scotty. You better be quick." So Tokyo 21 was like, "I'm gonna give y'all a name." And she said, what did she say, y'all? She said, "Chin Chicanese." Chin Chicanese or whatever. I was cracking up when she said that, Chin Chicanese, because she got the cheek, she got the chin, and she got the knees. It was like, yeah, so you gonna get your knees done or whatever? You got everything else, then you gonna get your knees done. Tia Kim gonna say, "Well, how they do the knees? But they gotta break your legs." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." She was like, "No, I'm not getting my knees. I'm not getting my knees." Chin Chica knees, girl. Chin Chica knees had me a rolling, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. This episode was so cute and so funny. I really, really liked it. I'm sorry, I liked it, y'all. I'm really here for the Auntie podcast. I feel like it's lighthearted, it's fun, it's still messy, it's witty. Because when we like reality TV, we want to see the banter. We want to see how you give it up, how quick you are. You feel what I'm saying? And it's enough. The host got the little ghetto shit with them. I really like it. I want to know what y'all think. Drop down in the comments. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light. I will see you in the next video. Peace.